everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has a wonderful day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome to you too. I hope you enjoy it. What we're going to use for this DIY, we're going to use the smaller tumbler tile blocks. Of course, what would we do without it? I always say make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash, so you always have enough for each DIY. I have here my container with everything inside I most of the time need, but the most important is of course the wood glue. You can use some hot glue, but be careful that it doesn't break. I have here some paint, but use some paint at your choice. I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY, and this DIY will be a little bit different because this time I really have no idea. Most of the time I always start my DIY, but I have a little bit of a clue, but for this time I really don't. So we will see how this will turn out. So I think we're going to start with a bottom because I want to build something up. So I'm going to use 3 rows of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 rows of 9. That will be my bottom. And of course I'm going to do the smallest line, row them very easy like this together. And I always something have in my head, but I never know how it will work or not. But this time what I did have, I show you that in a moment, is kind of little squares where I want to do something with. And from that out, I'm going to build it, but I hope this works. Maybe something you can do some kind of a fruit bowl, or maybe some, how you call it, you don't call it, yeah, do you call it fruit bowl? Or a kind of it's not an, oh, I have to look it up because I have it in my head, but a dobel, is that correct? It's a kind of a dobel, but he is bigger. This won't be such a wide dobel because the dobel is longer. I really love the old-fashioned dobels. We don't find them here in the Netherlands, but at least sometimes with some farmers in the early days, they had one, but here you don't find them easily. And I see in a lot of DIY, of a lot of videos, that with auctions and people who go to that kind of markets, they can find some dobels, especially in America, Canada, and that kind of places. But here in the Netherlands, you don't find them too often. So if you do, you are really lucky. So I have 3 rows of 9 and I'm going to clean them up. And what I'm going to do, because I want to do also the back side, you do it fast, place it straight up, and you clean up your mat this way, and you place it down again and do the back side. If you do everything fast enough, then you are really fit to go. Don't do it slowly, always do it fast. And we're going to clean up the back side, and I only show it to you this way. Later I don't do it anymore because, or else everyone, maybe sometime if I do it, yeah, because I'm used to, but I'm not going to do it especially. So if you want to turn also the back side, and always go back, if you don't use a carpenter square, always go back and make a straight line. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes only. So now I'm going to place 2 of them straight up, and they are still not dried up, and that's especially what we want because we want to fill in the open gaps. And we're going to do the smallest line over here, place it together, and place this one over here, and gently press it together and fill in the open gaps. So this way, always go back, and also make sure at the ending that you have a nice straight line, and go back and clean up your little plank and bottom. So we're going to let this dry in for a half hour. So now we're going to have 4 loose blocks. What we're going to do, we're going to make kind of a little square. So we do some glue on the side, get a loose block and place it on the wider side of the block against here. This way, we do some glue on this one, place it on the inside of this one, so over here. And now we're going to do some glue on this side and on the inside. And if everything is correctly, you can easily make it fitting, and both of the sides are dried up with some glue, and you can easily squeeze it and press it together until you have your own little square. and we're going to let it dry in. So I show you the little square a little bit closer so you can easily see how he is made. So this way we're going to place it aside, and we're going to get 4 loose blocks again. So we're going to lay them, all of them, on the sides. So this way, not flat, but on the side. You're going to do some glue on the top side, and you're going to place it over here in this corner. You get another one, you do some glue on the tops, and you place it on this corner. And now you're going to do some glue on this corner and a little on the inside. And if everything is correctly, you can easily fill in also this one into a square. And again, you're going to squeeze it, turn it over, make sure that you have the shape you like, clean a little bit up of your glue, or else you don't see if you have a nice square or not before you're going to let it dry in. And if everything has the shape you like, then you can let it dry. And I'm going to make another one. So I only do one extra together with you. So place all 4 of them on the sides, and we do some glue on the top side again, and we place it on this corner. You do this one over here, again some glue on the tops. You're going to move it, place it on this corner, and then you do some glue on this side and a little on the inside. And again, you can easily place it over here, and you have your own cute little square already. So in totally we need 4 of this kind of little squares. You see already how they are made right now. You can see it a little bit closer. So we are going to make 4 of them. So we're going to place this one on the side. We're going to get 3 blocks, and we're going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and we glue them together until one piece. Wipe away the glue, and of course turn it over and do the back side. And again, let it dry in for also a couple of minutes. So, and if everything is correctly, you have 4 of this one, and you have 1 of the one of 3, and you have a little one of the square, and you have your little bottom, which is the 3 rows of 9. So we're going to place this over here. We're going to do some glue on this one, and we're going to place it in the middle with a turn. So over here we're going to do some glue over here, and but we go, of course, number 5 is the middle of our plank, and we're going to give it a little bit of a twist over here. So we're not going to press it down yet, because we first want to give it a little bit of, not too much, so we still can move it around. And we're going to look that each side is in the middle. So over here, if everything is correctly, you have this one. What we're going to do right now, we're going to do some glue on this one over here, and we place it, of course, a little bit on the underside over here, and we place this in the middle over here. We do here the same, some glue over here, and I have to look that I do it on the right way. Do I do it? No, I don't do it on the right side of the blocks. At least maybe, yes, I do. Yes, I do. It was a little bit looking, sorry. But you see already, this is what I mean. I still need to figure it out myself. Place it over here. Then I'm going to do this one over here a little on the underside, and place this one against here. And we do here the same. Some glue on the underside, a little on the back side, and we're going to place this one also over here. And now you just take your time to work with it and make it in the shape you want to have it, that everything is exactly in the middle and you have the same spaces over here. But I think that you know already what to do. You're just going to press it lightly down and make sure that you have everything where you want to have it. So if everything is correctly, you have now this pattern, if everything is correctly, like this. And now we're going to place our little square on top, and we're going to do some little bit of glue on this side, this side, this side, and this side. And we're just going to place it easy on top, give it some pressure, and we're going to let it dry in for a little moment. So we're going to place our piece aside, and it's already nice in its own way already so far. You can place some tray on it, maybe something else, a bird cage. You can use it as a kind of a riser. We're going to get 4 pieces and we're going to make the same kind of square we already made for the middle piece. We do again some glue on this side, and we place this one over here, and now we do some glue on this one and on the inside, and we're going to turn it and make sure that everything is fitting nicely. We give it some pressure and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to get our piece and we're going to glue this one on top of here. So we do some glue on the underside, a little bit more on the inside, and again we're going to place this also in the same direction we have the one which is under here, and give it some pressure and let it dry in. If you want to get the glue away, always take a small pencil away. Don't get with your towel, just go around and remove the glue. So now again we have 3 rows of 9, and we do the same like we did with the one before. Of course I have to look where my glue is coming from, at least the right side. Again, place them flat on the table and do the smallest line of your block. I order always my blocks online, but this I think I did 70 packages, and this one are really bad. They are really crooked, they are breaking. So I don't know what is happened with these blocks, but this one is really bad. I hope you have better ones than I have. So again, you roll them very easy together until one piece. And now we're going to squeeze them from the inside to the outside this way. And always at the ending, give it some pressure. And I'm going to squeeze from the inside to the outside. And again. And over here the same. And then I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to make a straight line again. Of course, I do that out of camera. So now we're going to place 2 of them straight up again, and we do a smallest line and over here, and we place it together and this one, and now we can turn it and fill in gently the open gaps over here. And you see already this one needs to come together, this one and this one a little more. Always go back to the ending and again press it together, wipe away the glue and let it dry in for at least 15 until 20 minutes. So, and now we are going to take 4 blocks again, and we're going to make the same kind of square we did for the feet of our piece. And we're just going to do this one in this corner. We do this one in this corner over here, and we're going to close it up with one on this side and on this side on the inside. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to place it over here. So we have a nice little square again. And we're going to make 8 of this square. So you need 8 of these squares. So of course I do them out of camera, but you have to make also 8 squares. So you see already I have now my 8 squares, and what we're going to do, we're going to connect them together. And of course we're going to do some glue on this side, at least when my glue is want to come out. I'm going to glue this against here, squeeze it together, make sure that you have a nice straight line, and of course remove the glue. We do this one and we place them together on this side. We do it over here. And we make sure that we have both of them connected on the same length this way. And now we need to connect this too. And then we have 4 pieces, because this will be kind of a box, bowl for on top. So I'm going to squeeze it and let it dry in for at least 10 minutes. So now I have here my plank, and of course I'm going to do some glue on the underside, but more a little on one side, because this one will be sticking over a little piece. So we are going to go for this one and let it stick over a little piece, not too much, and don't squeeze it too much yet. We do over here the same, and of course we do it on the inside, and we place this one over here and also let it stick over a little moment of a little piece. I have to do it on this side, and again more on this side. Yes, I have it over here, and we're going to place it over here. Don't press too much. And now the last one, and also on the, I have to look for on this side. We do some glue and we place it on this side in the middle. And now we're going to place them to each other, so they are going to connect to each other, just very carefully, and place this one on the inside. And always do it with patience and time, because you have your time. Just use your time, because you don't want to mess it up, and then the corners will connect if you just squeeze them a little closer. And you see, this way and this way, so they are going to connect to each other. So take your time for it, so they are connecting in the corners to each other. So if everything is correctly, you have a kind of an understand like this, and you have a little box like this. First I'm going to paint the pieces in white, and I do it in white, but you can choose any color you like. And then I'm going to look for what it needs or what it doesn't need. So first I'm going to paint it, then it always gives such a different look. So first I'm going to paint both the pieces in white. So, and for paint, I don't use the chalk paint, I use some acrylic paint. It's a very cheap brand, so I don't do very expensive paints, because most of the time I like that the wood is still coming through. But if you want to have a covering in one coat, then you have to think a little bit of a better paint. But I like it when the wood is still coming through. So of course spray paint is also great, because this is really a task to paint this. So spray paint is a little bit faster and better. So I'm going to take my time for this piece. So now we have everything painted. What I'm going to do, because we have some bigger openings over here, and that's not easy to decorate. Of course you can place something inside and you can leave it open, but I think maybe it's also fun to do a little bit of webbing inside. And of course this is just a grill mat, a plastic grill mat, but you can use some chicken wire, you can use anything you like, but I use this one because this was cheap. So I'm going to, and I don't cut myself, that's also a great thing. So I'm going to measure out, and I'm going to glue it on the inside of my box, so you only see on the outside a little bit of the black webbing coming through. So you see I have 4 of the same pieces of my webbing, and you see already he has a little bit of paint on it, and that's not what we want over here, because I already measured it out this way. And I'm going to place it on the inside, and I do it with some hot glue, because you don't need to use too much glue. So I'm going to place it on the side, very easy, place it on the inside, and make sure that you have it where you want to have it, and then you do some glue on each side of the webbing. And of course this is how the sides are turning, and I'm really happy how it's looking like. I'm going to turn this way, place it over here, and do it in a straight way, so the blocks are looking this direction. And I'm going to place this one on top, but of course not in the square side. Of course you can do it, but I'm going to go for turn it around a little. And you see already I didn't do the underside, because there will be some filth under it, so and you don't see it. So again I'm going to do some wood glue on top of here, and I'm going to glue it over here in the middle. So I'm going to look for number 5 is over here, and I'm going to place it and this way, and I'm going to press it down a little, and then I'm going to let it dry in for at least an hour, and then I'm going to decorate it. So, and here I did get my fills, and of course I'm going to, I'm already sticking to my own fills. I'm going to do on each corner, but a little bit more to the inside. I'm going to place a little round, because I don't want to do it too close to the inside, because this one is a darker color. If you have the white color, it's not kind of a problem, but for me, I think I don't like it if it is too close to the corner. So again, this way. And now the only thing I need is to decorate, and you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks bowl. At least I call it a bowl. I'm so happy how this one turned out. It was a little bit of a struggle to get it together because I had no idea how to do it. But of course at the end I'm happy with the result. And maybe you can make 2 of them to make a kind of centerpiece on your table. So the ideas are endless. I hope you give it a try and give your own twist on it. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.